Hey everyone, today we're delving into a topic that might raise some eyebrows or bother some of the One Piece fandom. While many fans may celebrate the introduction of Gear 5 as the next stage of Luffy's evolution and abilities, I'm here to argue the exact opposite point. I've been a fan of One Piece since I was a kid and I've been reading it for well over a decade now. It's genuinely one of my favourite mangas and one of my favourite stories. Yet it's clear to me that Gear 5 isn't the exciting addition it's made out to be. It's actually quite underwhelming and disrupts the carefully crafted pacing of the story. In this video, I'll delve into why I feel like Gear 5 is a misstep in the narrative, discussing its impact on both the series pacing and Luffy's character development. So let's unpack why I believe Gear 5 is more of a setback than a step forward for One Piece. And I understand this is a divisive topic, so please feel free to comment with your counter arguments and opinions. Because whatever you feel about the story is valid, these are just my opinions and it doesn't mean that I'm correct in any way at all. Like and subscribe for more amazing anime and manga content, or don't and just let me wallow. Before diving into Gear 5 though, let's revisit Gear 4, introduced during the Dressrosa arc. Gear 4 brought a new level of intensity and strategic depth to Luffy's battles. Specifically, the Bound Man and Snake Man forms showcase Luffy's growth and determination, each move carrying more weight and consequence, which was the same for the introduction of Gear 2 and Gear 3. Then came Gear 5. Instead of building on this momentum, Gear 5 takes a different turn. It introduces a Looney Tunes style combat where Luffy bounces around like a rubber ball with exaggerated movements and expressions. While this is meant to emphasize Luffy's new abilities, it often undermines the seriousness and emotional impact of crucial moments. In earlier arcs, battles in One Piece were visceral and emotionally charged. The stakes felt real, and each victory or defeat had significant consequences. Gear 5's whimsical approach diminishes this impact. Battles lose their gravity when Luffy's movements become too cartoonish. The shift from earlier emotional depth to this more whimsical style is definitely jarring. One Piece has always balanced humour with intense drama, but Gear 5 leans too heavily into the slapstick, making serious moments harder to take seriously. This extreme shift in tone can be disorientating for long-time fans. What once felt grounded in emotion and strategy now borders on the absurd, detracting from the narrative's overall coherence. Throughout One Piece we've seen Luffy grow, not just in strength but in maturity and strategic thinking. Gear 5 however feels like a regression in character development. Instead of showcasing Luffy's growth in a meaningful way, it reduces him to a caricature of his rubber abilities. Power escalation is a common trope in shonen series, but Gear 5 accelerates this process to a point where it risks undermining previous power scales. While Gear 5 and the Nika form definitely add depth to Luffy's journey, in a lot of ways though I think there's dissonance in what we're seeing and what actually happens. While Luffy's form is meant to spread joy, for all we know, he just outright murdered Kaido. I think Gear 5 serves more as an annoying spectacle than anything else. The introduction of Gear 5 also affects the pacing of the story's arcs. Battles that once had meticulous build-up and tension now resolve with exaggerated antics. Battles now end in a very quick fashion and in a very stupid whimsical nature. And it leaves Luffy's power within the story absolutely ambiguous. Just a few chapters he was able to beat Lucci and Admiral Kizaru, just so he can straight away step up to the next challenge where he's fighting the Gorosei. I think a lot of people do genuinely like the introduction of Gear 5, and like I said earlier, everyone's opinion is valid. It's just the more I'm exposed to Gear 5 and its implication and effects on the story, the more I just begin to dislike it. Reflecting on the introduction of Gear 2, 3, and 4, all three brought significant changes to Luffy's fighting style while maintaining the essence of his character. Gear 5 only ever brings out the most absurd and whimsical nature of Luffy's personality. While that's a big part of what makes Luffy a good character, it's also his will and his conviction. When his serious side takes over his whimsical side. Those are some of the best moments in the series in my opinion, and I feel like we're missing out on them at the moment. I think an interesting turn of events within the story would be to have Luffy go into Gear 5 but not be joyful and not be whimsical, and have him have that serious nature and see what happens. I think there's a lot of interesting things you can do with Gear 5, I just want to see some of them implemented. Because all we're seeing from Luffy is this ridiculous Looney Tunes fighting style, and it's already starting to get old in my opinion. Today we've explored the introduction of Gear 5 in One Piece and its impact on the series. While some may see it as the natural progression for Luffy's abilities, I've argued that Gear 5 disrupts the narrative pacing and shifts the tone of the series in a direction that compromises its emotional depth and coherence. As a fan of One Piece, it's important to critique aspects that we feel detract from what makes it great. Gear 5, with its whimsical combat style and potential for power creep, raises concerns about the series' future direction. Oda continually surprises us with his storytelling, and I hope future developments will balance innovation with the core elements that make One Piece a beloved epic. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Gear 5? Do you agree with me or do you see it differently? Feel free to continue the discussion in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content on anime and manga analysis. Thank you for watching.